questions here. Okay. What bands did I listen to growing up? Let me see who that is. That's Waiting in Time. I listened to a lot of different things. I listened to a lot of singer-songwriters like Cat Stevens, Billy Joel, Paul Simon, the Rolling Stones, Harry Nilsson. And then I listened to a lot of 90s hip-hop like Tupac, Biggie, Outkast. I listened to some grunge rock like Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Yeah, so I listened to all kinds of stuff, but that's some of it. What was I thinking about when I made Warriors? Pushplar. I think these names go so quick. Sorry if I'm pronouncing you wrong. I was in a low place when I wrote that song. I was feeling heavy and overly dramatic, which is a pretty normal thing for me. And I was trying to just push through it. So it was a song about feeling like growing up, I didn't feel like I fit in a box. I felt like an outcast quite often. But I was always, my head was turning, and I knew that I had big ideas and big expectations for myself, and I believed in myself, even though I was quite dealing with a lot of depression and things like that. So that song's about kind of rising above that and and embracing yourself and loving yourself. What's my favorite movie? Jose X. I like a lot of the old school movies. I really like Fight Club. I love anything with Brad Pitt. I love Tom Hardy. I like kind of weird thriller, dark movies. Right now I'm watching this show called Mindhunter about serial killers. I have a real fascination with serial killers and true crime. As creepy as that sounds, I really am into that stuff. But I also liked like old school movies like Princess Bride and, just like things that make me feel nostalgic, I guess now. I can go for a good romance movie. I'm not a big comedy guy. It's hard for me to find somebody who I really find, not that they're not funny, but I just have a hard time connecting with humor unless it's a very specific type of humor. I really love The Office. I love the British version of The Office, which is the first one that I watched. I love Ricky Gervais. I find him really funny. And I thought Steve Carell did a great job with the American version. I like both of those. That's like, if I were to say this is my type of humor, that was it. I really enjoyed Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, and I watched all those kind of popular culture big things. But yeah, what about Game of Thrones, Dan? I don't know. What about it? Oh, I said it. Yeah, that was probably before I said it. Terrific boy. How are your twins? How was Arrow's first day of school? Thanks for asking. Aim to Platts Insta. Something Platts Insta. Send me to Platts Insta. The twins are doing good. I think I just heard them walk in the door right now. They were over at like a workout facility thing, hanging out by themselves. No, with Asia. And now they're home for nap. They're amazing. I mean, they're like my favorite part of life. And my little girl is doing great. Arrow is loving school, and she's about to start piano lessons. She's also doing theater, musical theater. I think they're going to do a special version of some Lion King or something like that. So this will be her first time doing that, so I'm pretty stoked on that. When is the baby due? October 1st. She's being induced. Thank you for asking. Rachel, I think that was. Rachel H. Photography. Will we go to Russia on tour? Yes. Sorry, I didn't catch your name on that, though. Absolutely, we will. I love Russia. Same with Ukraine and everywhere in Eastern Europe and Western Europe. We're going to go worldwide, but I don't know when that's going to be. Will you come back to Zurich? Of course, Michael. Absolutely. I love Zurich. Is in Imagine Dragons songs, the rest of the band makes background voices? Yeah, the band sings on things all the time, do harmonies. They're incredible singers, all of them. They're all collegiate musicians. Gal Vaknin, 19, I think. When is the next tour? Stan Byrne? Soon. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I can't say soon. It could be in a year. It could be 2 years. I don't really know. Bino, Germany, I got to meet you. Yes, Bino, absolutely we'll meet up when I'm in Germany. You'll have to let me know details on that. But absolutely we'll meet up. When's Asia due? Oh, yeah, October 1st. I think I got that one already, right? Dan, send a kiss to my son. Maisona. Mwah! Come to the Netherlands, art class? Absolutely will come to the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. Well, the Origins tour, Kira Krohina 31. I hope I pronounced that right. We didn't do a direct tour for Origins because we had just come off Evolve and everybody needed a break. But when we tour for the next record, whenever that will be, we absolutely will be playing a lot from Origins on that as well as the new record, as well as Evolve and Night Visions and Smoke and Mirrors. We're going to kind of do best of everything probably. What is your inspiration for making new songs? That's White Web W. Anything. I don't really know. I don't pick. I just wake up and I find inspiration in life and where I'm at and how I'm feeling, and just, I can find inspiration from anything. Will we come to the UK? Cookie Nugget? Absolutely, we will. 100%. Do I like Israel, Dan? Yes or no? Absolutely, I like Israel. That is from Iria Bean Gamer or something. I probably said that wrong. Sorry, it moves super fast. It's hard to me see after all this. Will we come to Argentina after Rio 2019? That's something Gak 07. I'm so sorry. This moves so fast. I don't know how people do this. I love Argentina. Absolutely, we'll be coming there. I'm not sure if we're coming there right after Rock in Rio, though, which I'm really excited for. I love Rock in Rio. Brazil. Do I like Linkin Park? I love Linkin Park. R.I.P. Chester. Love you. Albin. Doc. Deb. Lex Do. Portugal. Yeah, of course. I love some of the best fans in the world of Portugal. Portugal goes crazy. Those shows are insane. Anybody who goes there. Do you like Bastille and Ex-Ambassadors? Florian 1410. Ex-Ambassadors I signed. I found them when they were a small band and I signed them to Interscope. So obviously I love Ex-Ambassadors. Bastille, I've met those guys many times. Daniel and I share a birthday and our name is Dan, which is kind of weird. And he's wonderful and talented and I love everything they do, yeah. I think Platzman played the drums with them actually when they came touring through Vegas. Okay. Sorry, this is moving fast, so I'm trying to. Best advice about life? Wow, that's a really broad question. That's hard. Betty 07. I would say just love yourself. That's my best advice. Love yourself. Find the things that you love to do every day and do them. Do it every day. Do the things you love every day. Find a way. If it's reading a book, if it's listening to a podcast, if it's making music, if it's writing a poem, if it's doing math, if it's drawing, whatever it is. Bino, yes, thank you for slowing down the chat. If you can slow it down even a little more, that'd be awesome. But you actually, it's pretty good right now, so don't worry about it actually. But yeah, do what you do love every day. That would be my best advice. And not everybody's able to do that. Some people are working 3-4 jobs a day. But if it's possible even to find 5 minutes to do what you love, that's better than nothing. Okay, let me see here. What's your favorite Nico Vega song? Nico Vega is an awesome band by my wife, Asia. Carmen 09. Man, they have so many good songs, but I really love Iron Man. If you look up Iron Man by Nico Vega, everybody should look that up. That's an incredible song. That and Gravity are two of my favorites. Iron Man, Gravity. Coldplay / Imagine Dragons. I don't know what that means. Texas? Texas? I like Coldplay. That's a question. I think they're a great band. Yeah, Bino, I saw it. He just texted me. I'll get on that. I love the Foo Fighters. That's from the Shady Fire. Dave Grohl is amazing, wonderful human being, and they're a great band. Timeless, iconic. I had a big picture of Kurt Cobain on my wall all growing up. I love everything that Nirvana has done and stood for and stands for, as well as the Foo Fighters. Do I watch any sports? 1M4G3R. I do enjoy watching some sports. I'm not like an avid sports watcher, but I like watching basketball when it gets to the finals. Football, I'll watch like playoffs, stuff like that. I'm not someone who watches during the seasons or anything or has like diehard teams. But I enjoy hanging out with friends and when people get excited about something, I'm easily excitable. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a room with a lot of people who are excited about something, I'm like, I feel it in my vibe out on that. So maybe I won't be the biggest fan of something, but in the moment it will seem like it because I get very excited. Do I listen to Marshmello from Sarcastic? What is that? Something sarcastic? Little sarcastic? No, I read Sia Sarcastic. Sia Sarcastic. I really like that song that Marshmello did with Churches. I need you here with me every day. I'ma say the words that I want you to say. There's a pain in my heart and I won't go away. Oh, I know I'm finally free. Something like that. I need you here with me every day. Okay, cool. Okay. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Imagine Dragons. UA. Chocolate. That's an easy one. I didn't have to think about that very much. Chocolate. Imagine Dragons. What does it mean? From follow, Mashu. It's an anagram. Come to Poland. Okay, we will. At some point. Play any video games? The Shady Fire? Yes, absolutely. I love video games. I play a lot of League of Legends. I haven't got to play as much lately as I want to, but I definitely need to get more into that again. I'm excited for World of Warcraft Classic Remaster to come out. I never played that, but a lot of people that I know did, and I was like, oh, I have to at some point do that. Reveal the anagram, please. London Dragons. I can't do that. At some point in time, we will, I'm sure. Greetings from Russia. Hello, Russia. Love you. Peru. Yes, Peru. Greece. I tried to play The Witcher 3. Who is that? Facing 999. I tried to play The Witcher 3. It was just so big and overwhelming, and I was like on tour. I just didn't have enough time to like put into that. That's one of the reasons I like League of Legends, because you can I have 1 hour and you do it and you get off and that's it, you know. But The Witcher was just it's so big. I don't know. Okay, I got to go off here in a minute because I think the twins just got home and I got to go get them ready for night time. It's nap time. Do I like Stranger Things? Yes. I watched the first season. I haven't watched the new one yet. Do you play Zelda? I did play Zelda. I got like 3/4 through. It was on the Switch. And I don't know why. I couldn't. I just like didn't complete it. I have a hard time completing games. That's the truth. I really like, I'll do it and I'll get tired of it. Like there's very few things I don't get tired of. I don't know. The anagram is Ria Gia Demons, I think. Because you have a song called Demons, and I named one of my kiddos Gia. Ria Gia Demons. I've never heard that one. That's my first time hearing that. If it's my first time hearing it, that should answer that for you. I mean, that would be really cool, but no. I didn't plan that ahead. I was like, in 10 years, I'm going to have a child. I'm going to name them Gia. I'm going to write a song called Demons. It's going to be a big song for us. And then Ria just sounds cool. Most attractive characteristic in a person. What a great question. Char's Secret Spa, I think it was. Most attractive characteristic in a person. I think confidence definitely is an attractive trait, like undeniably. But for me, I'd say more than anything, defining confidence, not false confidence. Like that is, when you meet someone and they're cocky and they're self-absorbed and egotistical, nothing is more unattractive to me than that. When I meet someone who is evidently trying to make people around them feel good about themselves and radiating love and light, that's really attractive to me. It's one of the reasons that I love Asia. She really will get in a room with strangers and like never once think about what she looks like or is she getting enough attention. She just wants other people around her to feel good. That's always a really attractive quality to me in anything, a friend, a loved one, like that to me is like what life is about, is making people around you shine. And if you do that, then that's really rad and attractive, and it attracts people, I think, into your life. What do you think about the Elder Scrolls from Jeremus Monk? Jeremus Monk? I liked it a lot. I didn't play it all the way through, but I got pretty far, and I really thought it was super rad. It was one of those things I wish I could have put more time into it, because I did really enjoy it. You still hate toe socks? Yeah. I hate seeing feet. I don't need to see the shape of someone's toes. Like I don't have a need for that. Unless it's like, no, I can't, I honestly can't think of any time where I'm like, oh, cool, stranger. Hello, Charlie. Nice to meet you. Oh, cool. You have toe shoes on. Like, I don't want to see your toes. I don't want to see even what the shape of a generic foot shape. I don't want to see it. You guys get me fired up. Dan, send Asia a kiss. Mwah. Is she watching or something? Did you declare to Asia? Oh, Asia you must be Anthony Dragons. How did I ask Asia to marry me? I did, I was super broke at the time. I spent like all the money I had in my wallet. I had nothing in the bank. This was before Imagine Dragons was signed, and we were living, I was super poor. And I bought a bunch of as many Christmas lights as I possibly could. And it cost me like $100, which was like everything I had. And then I spelt out, "Will you marry me?" There was this balcony that I knew about, and if we went on the balcony, I like made it so one of my friends was like ready to plug them in, and like we were looking down, and it was like a couple stories up, so it like lit up the grass and said, "Will you marry me?" with Christmas lights, and that was it. And I got down on the knee and asked her to marry me. That was it. So, got to make do when you're broke. I didn't have like the money to like go do anything fancy, but that, it's about the thought, I think, is what matters, the time into it. Do you still watch esports? Yeah, totally. The Tresner, I think that is. Yeah, I'm a partial owner of Rogue, which is they're doing pretty awesome in terms of league and coming back in a lot of cool ways, so I'm always rooting for them. Your favorite Nico Vega song? I think I said that, right? Gravity and Iron Man, and then I also they have this remix version of, I think it's Blood Machine. What is something you love about yourself? Connor CRL, that's super nice to ask that. I think it's important. I have a hard time with self-love. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I talk about it so often, because I'm constantly reminding myself, like, have self-love, have self-love. So I think this is a good question for me to answer, and I think everybody should always be thinking every day about things that they love about themselves. I love that I've put in time to being creative, and that I'm able to do this. And it took a lot of hard work and doing this for a lot of years to be able to create in this way. So I do love that. I love that about myself, that I've put in the time into something that I love, because it makes me happy. Move it? What is that move? I think it's Muvvitt. Move it. Have you ever played Overwatch? Of course I played Overwatch. I love Overwatch. I'm not great at first-person shooters, but I'm okay. But there's always like so many young kids that are so much faster than me. It's a little bit, it's like playing Call of Duty. You're just like, can't even hang at this level. I'm not like dad level bad, but I'm not like platinum player or something. Am I romantic? I try to be. Yeah, I love romance. I think it's important to be romantic. I love like dates and things. Like tonight is Asia and I's date night, and we're going on a date and like getting dressed up. I think that's really important to do. At least I'm just like I just want to say a lot of the like happiest people I know are actually single as well. So I don't think you need to be in a relationship to be happy. I really want to emphasize that. Hope there's nobody who thinks that, that I believe that, because I don't. But for me, it makes me happy to be in a relationship. And if you are in a relationship, I do think it's good to spend time with your significant other, doing things like dates and old school things. I am a believer in that. And then if you're single, there's lots of amazing self-love things you can do, or things with your friends. And I think it's important to get out, period, and to spend time in a one-on-one situation with people you love. Do you like Hozier? If yes, what's your favorite song? By Mrs. Marie. I love Hozier. I met him when we played a festival together, and he was wonderful, very sweet, very kind, and I absolutely loved him. I was really impressed. I have a hard time, not a hard time, but when I meet an artist, if I meet them and they're not like really nice and wonderful, I have a hard time listening to their music. Yeah, I do. I have a hard time listening to their music. There's people I've met who I'm like, I wish I never met you, because I liked your music before, and now I can't really listen to your music because you don't seem like a really great human being. So and then there's artists sometimes that I'll meet where I'm like, I don't even know their music, but I'll just meet them and they're wonderful people, and I'm like, I really like then dig their music because I picture that person when I'm listening to their music. It makes a big difference. Am I anxious about the arrival of the new baby? That's a great question. Mark Chow BC, I think it was. Something like that, sorry. To be honest, I am a little bit, because 4 kids is a ton. I have 3 kids, and it already feels like a lot. 4 kids feels super intimidating. So yes, I'm anxious, but I'm excited too. Would you ever stream with Brendan Urie? Sirs XNR SNQ. Absolutely, I love Brendan. Wonderful, incredible musician, even better human being, and absolutely yes. I watch Brendan stream all the time. He's like probably one of the only people I watch on Twitter. Him and like other gamers, but Brennan is, I love him. We grew up together in Las Vegas, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful human being. I wish everyone could get to know him on a personal level. And also one of the most talented people in the world, like just crazy, strangely, insanely talented at every instrument. Oh, man. Okay. I got to run here in a second. I'll take 2 more questions. Will old songs like Pantomime ever be played live? Maku-chan. I love that you know Pantomime. That's definitely an old school song off one of our early EPs. And yeah, for sure. We want to bring back like a lot of those old songs on this next tour. Emma. There's a lot of old songs that I like, I listen to, and I appreciate. And definitely want to bring back at some point. We need to bring Love Loud to Brazil. Gabs Rice X. I love Brazil and I love Love Loud. And so, yeah, and I definitely think it needs it there. There's a lot of places in the world that need to be better and more loving to our LGBTQ youth. We need to destigmatize and love everyone. Love is love. What am I scared of? All right, this is my last question. Dorcia, what am I scared of? I have a real fear of losing people that I love. I hate losing people I love. I know that sounds like such a trite thing that like everybody's afraid of, but I've lost a lot of people in the last couple of years, and it's just devastating to me. And I don't want to end on a sad note, though, so I'll do one more question. I am a mom to a transitioning child. Got anything for moms? It's a great question. April's mom. First of all, you're awesome, and the fact you're even asking questions about how to be a great mom to a trans child or a child that's in transition is super rad, and just shows that you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, which is loving and finding ways to make them feel safe and taken care of. And yeah, I don't know. The fact that you're on a forum asking that question makes me think that you're going to be just fine. So super rad. What's something I'm embarrassed to admit? All right, this is my last question for sure. KH Murguy 17, I think. Something that I'm embarrassed about. Let me think. Something I'm embarrassed about. I'm trying to think of something, like, obviously there's like embarrassing moments, you know, where like you did an embarrassing thing. Like I have that happen all the time, but I'm trying to think of something that I'm like consistently embarrassed by. I don't think there's anything I'm consistently embarrassed by, because I've just like accepted myself and been like, okay, this is who I am, you know? But so let me think of a time that I was really just embarrassed. Okay. I can think of a time I was really embarrassed. I've never told anybody this story. This will be my final thing, okay? I was overseas, and I had a photo shoot for some health thing. And so to do it, I was with my trainer at the time. He said, well, you should go to a spray tan place and get a spray. And I felt embarrassed a little about getting a spray tan. I just thought, okay, I don't know, this isn't really me. I don't really want to do this. But in the same note, I was like, get over yourself. Like, whatever, it's fine. Go do this spray tan. It's not going to be a big deal. So I was already feeling a little bit shy about it in the first place. So I went and I did it. And right after, and it was one of those ones where it takes like 3 hours or whatever to like have any color. And right after it, I went to get my hair cut because I was getting ready for the shoot. And the lady who was cutting my hair, it was overseas in like Australia or something. And the lady who was cutting my hair was like, she was like, you know, I was asking her what she thought about like Perth. I think it was in Perth, Australia. And she's like, yeah, it's good here, but like so many of the guys do spray tans and I just hate that. And I was like, because, you know, I had just got a spray tan and it was my first time ever doing it. So I was already, like I said, I was already feeling really weird about it. And she was like, yeah, I just hate it. Like all the guys doing spray tans, like, and so I'm just sitting there and I just was listening. I didn't really respond at all. You know, I was just kind of like, oh, just cut my hair and let me get out of here, please. And so this is so funny. And by the way, since I already had felt weird about it, I forgot a part of the story. Right when I came in, before I got my haircut, I had a spray tan like bag from the spray tan place with like lotion that you're supposed to use or whatever, and I hid it under a chair. Like, you know, I didn't really hide it, but I put it under my chair in the front. So she didn't see it. So she cut my hair or whatever, and she finished, and she really went on this big thing about it. She was like really anti-spray tan, like you should just love yourself and love yourself for who you are. You should never spray yourself, blah, 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 like really, really serious about it. And she made a lot of good points, but I was just like, please let me out of here. So when we went to leave, we were walking out and I went to give her a tip and the manager, and I knew my bag was like hiding under that chair. And I was like, how am I gonna get this without her seeing it? Because I just didn't want the conversation. And the manager, and I looked and the bag was gone. Like it wasn't there. So when I'm at the desk, paying, I'm like, oh, somebody put it behind the desk. Oh no, what's gonna happen? And I'm trying to just pay her and get out of there as quick as I can. The manager comes over and he's like, hey, did you leave a bag here? Like standing right next to her and me. And he's like, did you leave a bag here? And I was like, well, no. Like, and in my head I was like, just say no and leave. I was like, just say no. But I couldn't, because there was like this $10 lotion in there and I didn't want to lose. Like I wanted to use it and like, you know, so I was like so conflicted. I wanted to lie, but I was like, no, I'm just going to admit it. I was like, yeah. And he like picked it up and hands it to me, and the lady saw it and she's like, oh my gosh, did you just spray tan? And I was just like, I was sweating. I literally was just sweating like all over. And I was like, yeah, I did. And I just took it and walked out. And she was embarrassed too. Like we were both embarrassed. And she knew who I was too, so it just made it so much worse. Like it was just, there were so many levels of embarrassment about that. And I left and I was just like, the whole way I walked back to my hotel, I was just like sweating. I was like, and I was laughing to myself because I was like, this is ridiculous. But anyway, that was a really embarrassing thing for me. Love all of you. I gotta run now. Hopefully I'll be on again tomorrow or something like that. I'll try to like set this up so that there's more like notice than me being like, okay, I'm online or whatever. And I'll try to do it at different times so people overseas aren't like getting killed with the time change and stuff. I love you all though. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of this. And I hope you all have a great day. I hope you love yourself. I hope you're good to yourself. Do something good for yourself today. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.